You're watching the Mountain Morning Show here on Park City Television. Eliza and I getting ready for a conversation here about small business. We are an entrepreneurial state. This is known 100%. Nationwide as one of the places where business grows from.
Well, and we have the lowest unemployment rate in the country, and I think so many people, when they're in an industry that they love or they have a great idea, say, why not just do it on my own, start my own business, be personally run, and that's sort of the dream, I think, for a lot of people.
I think you're right.
I think it is.
Yeah, that's certainly a big part of it. You know, and I think not only that, but just the technology here, the education. There's certainly some great schools that are putting out people who are looking to be on their own. To have their own business. I think that's, you know, a part of it as well.
Well, if you are sitting at home and thinking, this is the moment and I'm going to jump into the foray of individual private business ownership, we are lucky enough to be sitting down and chatting on Skype with Allstate Senior Vice President of Agency Operations, also a U.S. military vet, John O'Donnell.
That's right. John, are you with us?
I am.
There he is. Hello, John O'Donnell. Thanks for joining us this morning. You know, I don't think anybody would be surprised to hear that the economy is kind of headed the right direction, and that's good for small business. But talk to me about that from the perspective of small business right now. You see tremendous growth in this segment.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, if it's okay, I'll just give you a quick context on what we did. So as you may be aware, Allstate is a network of over 10,000 small businesses. We have our agency owners in the local communities. And we decided to learn a little bit more about the climate. It made sense to partner with USA Today. So we developed this index, which is a combination of a survey of over, it's thousands of small business owners countrywide, combined with federal economic data. And we had some interesting findings this year.
So talk to me a little bit about this small business barometer that you're using for people that are entering into the world of small business ownership, and especially in 2016, I know it started to take a change. It was started to change a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. So small businesses are telling us that it's a very solid environment in Park City as well. You know, it really followed some of the national trends that we saw, and one of the things we saw is a tremendous surge in optimism for small business owners. They are hiring at a greater rate than they have at this point last year. They've seen revenues increase. They do have some challenges. So for people who are either running their own small business today or considering the opportunity, the survey is a great chance to understand what small business owners are challenged with, what they may need to think about. One of those things is acquiring new customers. That's a challenge. There are some increasing costs, as well as finding really qualified people to work in the business, as it's a tighter labor market with unemployment at really low rates at about 4.5%.
Now, you and I are both vets, so this, I think, is exciting for us, that the veteran-owned business side of things, that's really doing well, isn't it?
It is. So first, thank you for your service.
Well, you as well, John.
I'm a former Marine. So I was really pleased to see some of the results. This is the first year where we did ask some questions about veterans and small businesses. And what we saw is that 16% of small businesses are actually owned by veterans, and they do report doing better than overall in most metrics that we took a look at. You know, I think this is due to a few different factors. As you know, as a veteran yourself, that there are a lot of skills and experiences that military personnel can build on active duty, some of which are small unit leadership, being able to adapt to changing and challenging environments. And those skills are very transferable to small businesses. You know, the challenge that we see is sometimes it's difficult to actually translate those skills either for the aspiring veteran or for organizations that may support small businesses. So, for example, at Allstate, we have intentionally started a veteran recruiting program to help identify some of those veterans who have the skill sets we need to be successful agency owners or work in an agency.
So I think, too, one of the most common concerns when jumping into your own business, because I do think it's so many people's dream to have control over your own destiny and really be in charge of your own professional lives, but cost, realistically, is something that really prohibits a lot of people from jumping in. I know that's something that the barometer showed as a major concern for people entering into the small business arena. What's some advice that you give people before they take that initial first step?
It's a great question. I think, there are a few things to consider. As you mentioned, that's one of the things the barometer highlighted is the costs of running a business. So I think it's always smart to put a business plan together, understand what your costs will be in running the business and what your expected revenue stream will be and what investments you have to make. The other thing is to consider is capital to start the business. One of the positive things we saw from the survey and the economic data this year was that it was easier for small business owners to obtain loans at favorable interest rates. So that's a very positive thing as a small business owner.
That's fantastic.
Well, it's exciting news. There's no doubt. I know I've tried to jump into that fray a couple times myself, and it's always a little challenging. But knowing that this is probably the best time to do it, and it seems that that's the case based on all the economic indicators that you've pointed out, it's it is exciting, and it certainly makes good sense. I mean, this country runs on the back of small business.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think it's exciting to hear some of these inside tips and tricks from Allstate Senior Vice President of Operations, John O'Donnell. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, Joe, what's your next idea?
Oh, I don't, how about, I don't know. I don't want to share it. I'm not ready yet.
Small business ownership.
You have to sign an NDA. Will you sign an NDA and I'll share it with you?
During the commercial break. But I do think that so many people's dreams is to start their own business and be in control of their own professional lives. I think it'd be extremely exciting, and apparently now is the time. So for all of you young entrepreneurs out there or older entrepreneurs that have been holding on to that idea for many, many years, now could be your moment.
There you go. All right.
We'll take a break, and we're going to come back with a full check of weather, including a 5-day outlook, and then Joe will be doing some jiu-jitsu. So you will not want to miss any of that happening.
Everybody
right
was kung
here.
fu fighting.
You're watching Park City Television.